Hey guys, as promised, it's the Valkyrie clone. It's originally made by Vicious Ant, and this doesn't have the switch problems that the original ones came out with. I've got a 0.5 ohm coil in here, and the switch doesn't get hot at all. I'll take a little vape and then we'll break it down to its individual parts other than taking the coil out and show you how it works. The Valkyrie is a hybrid, which means there's no 510 connection, it's just the switch and the battery tube and the atomizers on top. Now, please practice battery safety when using some devices like this. By the way, drip tip doesn't come in the box. The box you're going to receive it in will look like this. It's going to come with, you know, your standard affair, some wires, some Echo wool, and a little set of spare O-rings, as well as a nice little carrying pouch. Here's said carrying pouch. It says EH Pro. I did not know the manufacturer of this device until I received it today, and it even has some warnings on the back, which is kind of hilarious. Keep out of reach of children and animals, not to be sold or used by persons under 18 or the legal smoking age, not to be used by pregnant or breastfeeding women. So, sorry if you're pregnant or breastfeeding. It's a standard 3-post Addy deck. It's actually quite a small chamber. You get quite a good amount of flavor out of it. You can set it up for single or dual coils. I'm not going to take the AFC ring off of it now because it's just kind of hard to get on and off. I did have to take it off to replace the O-rings in it. Well, one of them, because it was chewed up and I could see it out of one of the air holes. That wasn't a big deal. The only blemish I've actually seen on it is something that's probably almost impossible for you to see on the camera. There it is right there. You see that little dot? It's a small little scratch. Otherwise, the finish is machined. It's got a really short throw to the switch. It is reverse threaded. You get it on the mod here and all. It's also, the threads are quite smooth. Oh, here I am talking about them being smooth. Threads are quite smooth, and as you can see, button tightens on, and then locking ring comes down. So it is a reverse threaded locking ring. There's no chance of you, you know, dropping your battery out of the sucker on accident. The throw is just barely even there. Pretty much touch sensitive. It does have, it's quite a stiff spring. I don't know if it's magnets or a spring in there. I haven't taken that apart yet. But it is a little, it's a little crunchy. But as short as that throw is, it's not something I'm going to bitch about. It's quite nice. The finish is really, really good. I do notice that I think at probably the thinnest point of the tube, you can actually see that machining line. I do not believe it's welded because it doesn't feel like a weld. It just feels like that's where they stopped machining. It's really, really well made. It doesn't feel cheap. And how they fixed the battery problem was there's this Delrin piece here, and you have your switch, and this is a battery adjustment right there. It's reverse threaded as well. How I put a battery in it is also, if you can see in there, there's the positive post, and it does have an insulator. How I put a battery in is I just put it in sideways. I found that's the best way to get it to fit in there without rattling around. Albeit these are China threads, so they're not squeaky. They're just a little new. Here's the action on the coils. Oh, oh. I adjusted it out, so I got a little rattle. There we go. Oop. Adjusting it back in. And you kind of have to play with your adjustments. There is one vent hole that I can see, and it's right there. That's the only vent hole I've seen. So that might be an issue for some. It's not a big issue for me. Hopefully I'll never have to worry about needing a vent hole. It is rather tiny, I'll give it that. But there is some venting there. It's better than none. Adjust this all the way back up again. I found if you just adjust it to where it's about to come out and then you secure it down, you have no problems with it. Here it is firing. And lights up real fast. There's very little voltage drop. I mean, you're going to get the voltage drop like what you get from a mod because there is no 510 connection. The Addy is there. This is not like a, there's no seam from what I can see. It is firmly attached there. It's not welded either, which is a good thing. Let me juice this up and I'll give you another rip and we'll send you on your way. This is the Valkyrie clone, and at $59 it was definitely worth it. And I got it from, let me bring out the invoice here. Kind of ironic. eSigGiddy.com. And I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but it's a company based out of Honolulu, Hawaii. So pretty fast because they got this on Monday and here it is Friday and I got it. So other than that, it's actually quite nice. I'm very surprised at the quality. I was expecting, you know, something that would be, how to say this, maybe not exactly what I was expecting, but this is pretty much exactly what I was expecting. Considering the actual mod costs like $260, gosh, I can't swing that kind of shit. I mean, if you want to pay $260 for a hybrid dripper, that's up to you, but I don't feel like it. And you know, with the Omega drip tip on there from Loki Labs, it's really nice. And taking me a while to get used to that reverse threading though. I mean, the Addy in there's a very small chamber, even though the top cap's quite large. That's because of the AFC. It's a very small chambered Addy, so you get quite a bit of flavor out of it. He's a little whistly. That's not a big deal for me, but for some people they don't like to hear a whistle, so I mean, you know, if people don't like it whistling, I wouldn't advise buying it, but it's actually quite nice. I really like the taper on the tubes and the switch. The tube is actually tapered, which is, I was expecting the tube to be straight, honestly, because you know how China is, but the tube is machined and tapered. So, I mean, you really do have, I mean, it feels like a damn weapon, really. It's quite a nice fist pack. I guess you could hit someone in the face with it. I wouldn't really advise that because you know, you do have a battery sitting in there. It is quite nice. It's, I mean, the locking ring is buttery smooth. And if you throw it down too hard, it's going to be a little hard to undo. But, I mean, usually just a quick spin, it's locked. Another quick spin. It also doesn't, I'll take the top cap off to prove it to you. It doesn't fire while standing up. I mean, you have to, hot juice. You have to push the button to get it to fire. So that's another good thing, you know. They took a good design from Vicious Ant and they cloned it and they did it right, which is something that makes me really happy because I hate getting crappy clones. I'm happy that EH Pro made this because they're quality control. I mean, as I can see here, hopefully everything else from EH Pro is really nice because I might order something else from, you know, if I know it to be EH Pro, I definitely order another EH Pro mod. You know, this is a mod, you know, if you're into cloud chasing and you just want to buy one mechanical mod and you have one of these and you know how to use a multimeter, I suggest you buy it. I mean, it is definitely worth the money. Please use high amp, high drain batteries. Please don't use crappy batteries. Another thing that I like about this kit is it does not come with any batteries. It's a good thing because the factory batteries for most China mods are pretty turd, you know. I mean, they're going to pop on you. So that's about all I really have on it, and next week I'll probably do a coil build or something for you guys on it. I'm also going to get a couple drip tips in sometime in the near future, so I'll do a review of those when they come in, and that's about all I have for you today, and thanks again guys. This is Tim and we've been vaping the fort. I'm going to vape you guys out and send you on your way.